Here with head coach Anna Nimz, Lady Demons going back on the road, which not a bad thing, I don't guess, considering how the past couple of games went here in Prather. Which, couple quick, I mean, it was just a frustrating week overall, the way two games, the way Thursday ended, the way Saturday started, but still some positive things that came out of both of those games.
Yeah, I would say actually in our three conference games that we have lost, we lost it in one quarter. Against SLU, we lost it in the second. Against UIW, lost it in the fourth. We carried that fourth quarter over into the first against Corpus, and otherwise we actually won the other three quarters. So definitely tough, definitely a lot to learn from. Still figuring out just the consistency of our own team and fighting the ups and downs. But I still think they're doing a good job. But really, I think Thursday's game is probably the most upsetting when you have a team down the entire game, three quarters, headed into the fourth. Game wasn't really not ours until the last 2 minutes, although we didn't play well. But, we were held scoreless for, I think, 9 minutes there in the fourth. And, our rebounding it really plagued us, and it carried over into the first quarter of that Corpus game. And, same thing, I believe we were down 10-26, something crazy at halftime, just on the rebounding end of things. So, we can drill it, but until we put a thoughtful, a thought behind that in the game, basketball, it's not a hard sport, but once the speed, athleticism, and skill, gets matched, now it's about who can think the game. And so that's something we're going to tackle, and we're going to keep working on and being a little more mindful in what we do.
Obviously, we've talked about, and it's been a talking point in practice and things all year, is the rebounding battle. What is it about the past 2 games, the past 4 games really, that has been the biggest change and why it's been a little bit more noticeable, the difference in those reboundings from the other team to our team?
We're not scoring. We're a team that our philosophy and the style of offense that we run, we're good when we're in the 70s. Truth be told, actual philosophy is to actually play up around in the 80s because we're trying to get 2 possessions for every one. And so on a court that we shoot so many shots in practice, we can't quite get it figured out as to why they aren't falling for us in the games. And but that's just, again, continuing to figure out your team and what we can make adjustments to as a staff. But that's why it hasn't been as big, of a black eye. It's just because we're able to still score on the other end. And right now, when you're not scoring, you got to go rebound. And I think that goes back even to the Tarleton game there before Christmas. When you get held to, you hold the team to, I think, 51, force 22 turnovers, you feel like it's going to be a pretty good day. But if you're held to 47, and a lot of that is because we were missing our outside shots, but we weren't following and finishing there at the rim. So every loss we've had, definitely has had some rebounding issues. But the ones that we've won, it's not to say that there hasn't been rebounding issues. It's just to say that, maybe our outside shot was falling a little bit better and our percentages were higher. And so, unfortunately, right now it seems like we're a relatively offensive-minded team, which is not something that I'm used to as far as, my collective 13 years and what our philosophies start out as.
So is that what it is? It's just shots aren't falling? Because it seemed like during all these past few games, we've gotten some good looks. The ball movement's been there at times. It's just they're not falling. It's not. I think there in the UIW game in the fourth quarter, we forced shots. We stopped playing well together. But collectively in the 2 games, I think that they moved the ball well together. They made the extra pass. Sometimes one too many of those extra passes. They're playing selfless, and so that's what you want to see as a coach. They created a wide open shot, and they're just not. The ball's just not going in. I think they were good shots. I think the girls worked hard for them. I think they deserved for a lot of them to go in, but they're not falling here in Prather. So we almost wish we could just take our fan group and take them on the road with us. The girls seem to play a little bit. I don't know if it's more confidence or if it's just that dang ball won't fall for us. So with that in mind, is a road trip to Houston to Lake Charles a good thing after what happened last week?
Can't be a bad thing. We're hoping it's a good thing. We're hoping, they enjoy getting back on the road. One of them even mentioned it. They're ready to get on the road and go play some games. So we haven't figured it out. It's not very often. Most teams want to play at home. I can't understand it. They shoot incredibly well during all of our shooting drills. And when I say we shoot a lot at practice, we shoot a lot. And so, but again, I think we only have maybe 9 games left, somewhere around there. But it's still young for us. And as much as I talk about the process, I have to make sure I keep that at the forefront of my own mind. It's easy to talk about it and help the kids try to understand it, but it's as imperative for myself and my staff and everybody really to realize that we're still 11 new kids. We've yet to play with the actual whole group we've signed. We've always had somebody out, 1 or 2 always. So still not playing with the entire team that we recruited and brought in, but there's so many positives, and I look forward to the girls getting on the road and us getting on the road together and try to make something go happen.
I mean, obviously, as we talk a little bit about this week's pair of games, like I said, at Houston on Thursday, at McNeese on Saturday. I mean, the biggest thing is rebounding. I mean, that's the big talking point right now. Outside of that, anything specific that the focus is lying on in these 2 games?
I mean, we just have to have a better feel for the game. You know, a lot of times we live and die by the quick shot. We have some kids that really can create and do some things that on my best day as a college basketball player, I wasn't athletic enough to do. And so where some people might see those as rush shots, they have the skill sets to do it. You know, and we allow it quite often, but now it's a little bit more of, hey, that's not a bad shot for you, but it's more so about reading the game. It's not the shot we need right now. And so that's another area of growth. And again, that comes with time. You know, I know nobody in Natchitoches wants to hear me say these 3 letters, but I watched SFA last night, and that's just a product of 11 years and consistency in a program and how they move across the court. You know, and it takes time. It takes time to get to where they're at. But that is a fun team to watch, and it's a fun team to, you know, just see everything kind of work together. And it's going to take time for us to get there, but it will. But that's going to be, again, it's about being a little more mindful, having a better feel for the game. But our keys won't change. They've been the same. Take care of the ball, win the rebound, and war, play together. You know, so we just got to keep fixing those.
And do it for 4 quarters, right?
4 quarters, that's pretty key.
Yeah.
Oh, I did put 40 minutes on the board the other day.
There you go.
We got 30.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you much. Forcom.